Sean for Hall's camp last year and Sean. I mean, how much will this early time affect your all three healthy out there?
It's going to be good.
Yeah, how much does that benefit the unit?
I think it's going to benefit the whole team because we're all going to work hard. We're going to focus on the little details. We're very versatile receivers, play inside, outside, and everybody's going to learn different things.
In what ways did Randy Moss help you?
It's just being around one of the greatest. Obviously he knows technique. The wide receiver position, but it's just being around him and hearing how he thinks. When he's approaching releases, when he's approaching stems, when he's looking at coverages. And, he played with Tom Brady, he played with, Dante Culpepper, played with a lot of great quarterbacks. So he's giving me some of the insights on how quarterbacks think and how him and his quarterback would talk.
When you go out of your way to work with a guy like a Randy Moss, trying to get better each and every day, does it surprise you that you had to somewhat defend yourself like on social media because of some of the people out there?
No, I just thought that was funny. Honestly, I didn't do it to really defend myself. It was more like let's all be serious here. If I was a tight end, I would work with Randy Moss. It don't matter. So.
What's the backstory though? How did that come to
So Randy and a guy that I've trained with for years now, Yo Murphy, I think they played together in Minnesota, and Randy's come down and he's running camp for the last 2 years in Tampa. And it's been really cool because, we get a bunch of receivers out there, a bunch of quarterbacks, and we're just going out there running routes, doing endo, conditioning together. And he brings the closest thing to a camp-like environment to Tampa. And, that's something Yo Murphy and ASPI put on, and it's a pretty cool deal.
What was maybe some of the things Randy showed you or said to you that you might have stood back and said, wow, I didn't know that?
Well, some technique he's talking about in the quick fade game, that's his secret, though. I can't give it all out, but it was pretty impressive because it's not always about speed. Sometimes it's about positioning, especially when you're a 6'4" receiver. But you don't always have to be 6'4" to get positioned. If you're physical enough and you get a guy on your back, there's a way you can win in a jump ball situation like that too.
No, your name was thrown out a lot in various reports during the offseason, trade, that kind of stuff. How did you handle that?
Like a pro. At the end of the day, that's what goes on in this league, and it happened before, and it might not be the last that it happened. At the end of the day, for me, it's about adding value to myself as a player and to showing this team that I'm here to help them win games. And if they feel like I'm a piece that can help them get to that next level, then that's what I'll be.
You've never played on the last year of a contract. Does that affect you at all?
I don't even look at it as that for this year because, like I said, it's all about adding value to yourself every year. The money in this league comes to those that earn it. You feel me? What's for me will be for me. I got a year this year to play a great year of football and to progress as a player and to show that I'm a valuable piece in the NFL. And whoever feels like I'm that guy will give me an opportunity, and I'm hoping this year in the Philadelphia Eagles team.
But numbers equate dollar value in this league, as you know. And you're in a unique situation where you guys are deep and versatile across the board, which means everybody may have to give up something in terms of numbers for the bigger game, and that could affect you down the road.
I think statistically, some people look at statistics when they're looking at value, but those that study the game look at all-around receiver. What can he do for us? Because your value may be something to somebody, and your value statistically, and your value may be something else just by who you are as a player and a person. And at the end of the day, I think most people will look at me from a full verse. Who is Nelson? What does he bring to the table? Outside of the ball in his hands, with the ball in his hands, what does he do when he's targeted? Things like that. And at the end of the day, that's for right here too, though, that's for me right here. I'm in a great place right here in Philadelphia, because I love Doug, I love Mike Groh, I know this organization, I love Carson, the receivers that I play alongside. I have value to them with and without the ball in my hands.
And that's all you can ask as a rookie. I think he's really excited, eager to get on the field, show off what he can do, as we all are. And it's exciting. We got a lot of talent. We're deep. That's the big thing about playing in the NFL is that unfortunately the injury rate is 100% in the NFL. So you need kind of depth to help you out along the way. And I think we got some good depth.
That said, and you've probably been asked this, I apologize if you have, the idea of being unselfish, is it hard at this level to have an unselfish locker room?
I think when you're young and you really don't understand how much fun it is when you have team success, it is. I think for this team, a lot of us have had great individual successes, but I can speak from my own experience that the team success is a lot more fun to be in, even if your numbers are slightly lower. And I think everyone's just focused on one thing, and that's hopefully playing in the late February. And that's all everyone's focused on right now.
So 80 catches in the Super Bowl would be much.
I'd rather take that every year.
116
Yeah.
than that.
Yeah, I mean, I missed 2 games that year, so who would have known what happened? But still, whatever it takes, honestly, at this point. I mean, I've had both going into year 7. And like I said, it's way more fun to win a Super Bowl than have a bunch of individual catches.
Did that mentality, did you understand that coming into the league?
No, definitely not. I mean, I think it's something that my perspective has changed so much in these past 7 years. You know, I spoke about it in the past that when I first came in, you know, I was living and dying with every game, every play. And just the journey of my faith for me in particular has helped me a lot with that. But also just experiencing, you know, I spoke about it earlier. 2 years ago, we won a Super Bowl. Last year, I had a really good year individually. The year we won the Super Bowl was much more fun than this past year. So it's all about just having that perspective, in my opinion. And I think we got a lot of guys that are kind of in the same boat as me, whether they are of the same faith or not.
How can you be a better player? You've caught the championship-winning touchdown. You have the single-season record for receptions by a tight end. How can you be even better?
There are definitely things I can improve on. I'm definitely not a finished product. I'm only 28, still young. Feel like there are things with the ball in my hands I can improve on, something that I'm always working on. Getting more open is always the goal. There's never such thing as too much separation. So just finding little ways to get better. You know, it's almost a game within a game. So just trying to find ways to get better. And I mean, that's why I love the game of football. You know, you're never going to be a perfect player. You're never going to be a finished product. And I'm excited about this journey.
How'd you go about that this offseason, maybe as compared to differently to other off seasons?
Yeah, I think just getting stronger. You know, last year by the end of the year, my body didn't feel too great with the shorter off season the year before. And so I really just started from square one. Had an unbelievable training plan this off season. This is probably the strongest I've ever been. So I'm just excited about this season, playing the best I can, and hopefully as late as we possibly can.
What's it like that Julie's going to be playing at the Link in a few weeks?
Yeah, it's unfortunate that we're not there. I mean, I'm going to be in New York week 4 of the preseason, but it's going to be an unbelievable experience for them. I mean, the Link is one of the best, in my opinion, it's the best stadium in the NFL. Hopefully they keep my name played up and put her right in my locker at the Link. But she's definitely excited to be here, and I know after the game, once we get back, we'll be able to hang out, which is probably the coolest part. Yeah.
Part of the risk maybe of like putting on that kind of extra weight is maybe you sacrifice some explosiveness. Do you feel like you did that at all?
No, because I was working out at the same time, you know. So as I got bigger, you know, it was muscle. So you know, I was like, you know, I'm a lot more explosive than I was, and it's a lot more. You know what I mean? I'm a lot stronger with it. You know what I mean? So yeah, that wasn't really a big deal.
So last year a learning experience for you?
Yeah, it was a learning experience.
And what did you learn?
I mean, I learned a lot from, as far as like discipline, stuff like that, how to be a pro, you know, from a lot of the older guys, and yeah, obviously just how to watch film and stuff like that. You know, they helped me out a lot.
So when you didn't have that playing time, you thought, you know, did you feel like you needed to earn it a little bit more? Was that kind of what held you back, do you think? Just kind of learning how to play and be a pro?
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to play, obviously, but yeah, of course I needed to earn it. You know, I mean, I'm a 4th round pick. We got straight first rounders in there, so you know they got the right of way. They've been playing. They got to earn it.
Did you kind of think early on in the process, though, that you would have to kind of get bigger?
Yeah, I knew that because they run a forefront, so I knew I was gonna have to, you know, be handling the dirt the whole time. We don't really run a stand-up outside guy, so that's why I knew I had to put on a lot more weight.
Josh, Philip Daniels said that the big thing for young edge rushers is learning technique, because in college, I mean, guys that are better athletes are able to dominate players, whereas you get to this level, everybody's kind of, you're up against a different animal. Have you found that to be the case, and how is your technique developed?
I think my technique's pretty good now. You know, last year, you know, it needed to be improved, obviously, you know, but didn't really have a lot of time to really refine it. But you know, this year's a lot better, definitely. But yeah, every offensive line, especially the starters, are pretty skilled. So especially with their hand placement and everything. I just need to know exactly where they want to place them and stuff like that so I can learn.
You were more of a
what move.
two-gap guy in college? Is
Yeah,
that fair to say?
yeah, I played a lot of 4 technique.
So you had a lot of, it was a big change.
Yeah, big change, definitely.
Josh, how's the health?
Thank you.
Everything's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, no problems.
Year end, you feel bigger, faster, stronger than you've ever felt?
Yeah, most definitely, a lot bigger.
What do you think the expectations are for you from the team this year?
I know my expectations.
What's that?
I just want to play. I feel like if I can play, I can show them exactly what I can do. You know, get more snaps. You know, just get that opportunity. I take off.
Off the field in New Orleans.
Yeah, I knew I was coming back, no doubt. Just looking forward to this year. Pretty much like a bounce back year for me. I had a down year last year.
How much was that as a result of just coming back from?
Yeah, I came back early, 10 months off my knee surgery, and I just was trying to get another bowl. We came up 2 games short, but we're gonna try to get back this year.
What are you looking to prove?
I really don't have nothing to prove. It's just, I love playing the game, and that's what I do,
Jason, I remember late in the year last year, even with the other injuries, you said you started to feel a little bit more like yourself because the knee was getting back. How does it feel now? Do you even feel anything?
I don't feel nothing right now. I feel like I'm back 100% now. And, we'll see what it do in September.
Man, you're like the ageless wonder, man. How many years, honestly, do you think you can still play this game?
I'm just taking it 1 year at a time. As long as they keep me here, I'm a roll. So, year at a time and make a decision at the end of the year.
It seems like you didn't even really make a decision this year. You kind of knew you were coming back. Was there even a decision process that you went through?
Not this year. I'm gonna be honest about it. I knew I was coming back. I had a down year last year, coming off that knee, and I just want to bounce back.
Have you exceeded you in your own expectations in terms of longevity? Because players always have goals on how long they want to play a game like this.
Yeah, of course. Never thought I'd play this long. So I just take a year at a time and just stack them up, and look at it at the end.
What's the secret to success?
Just come out here and work, grind, run around with these young guys and stay on top of your game.
Do they keep you young?
Yeah, they keep me young.
Jason, we were with Lane the other day, and we asked him, is part of the motivation to see you actually play in a Super Bowl game? He said, without question, it's one of the biggest things. What's it mean to have that kind of respect from the guys you play with?
It's awesome. All those guys look up to me, and I know that, and that's why I go out there and try to lead them every Sunday, and like every day in training camp, I try to keep the energy up. Because some days, you're going to be down and out, so I just try to keep the energy up for everybody.
Can you talk about how you've embraced the role over the last few years of being a mentor and a teacher to a lot of these young guys out here?
It's always been on me. Sometimes I like to just, let my work speak for itself, but the last couple of years, I pull them to the side and help the guys out and just leave knowledge with them.
Who did that for you? Who did that for you?
I got a list, a big list. One of the first guys that did it was a guy named Joni Jennings, left tackle for the Bills. I have no idea where he's at now, but he used to pull me to the side, him and Mike Williams, and teach me stuff.
How much do you enjoy that role now later on in your career of helping out the younger players?
I mean, it feels good, especially when they go out and take the stuff I'm telling them to the game. And I mean, it feels good to try to help out the young guys.
What are your thoughts on? Do you go to Andre, or do you just tell him you have any questions? Come, I'd be happy.
Yeah, I tell him if you have any questions, just come to me, and if I see something out on the field he's doing wrong, I just fix him.
What are your initial impressions of Andre?
I like him. He's a good athlete. Good athlete.
What was your reaction when they drafted him? Because it seems like there's a plan, and I guess that happened with Lane too at some point. But
oh yeah, I mean, we just renting. I mean, you just rent a spot, and when they get ready to get you out of there, they draft somebody high. Whether it's 2 years out, year out, I mean, they're gonna put him in there at some point.
What do you see from Mailata going into his second year?
He's getting better. He's starting to learn the game. Still need a little time, but he's definitely didn't learn since he got here.
How far do you think he is away from being ready to play the game?
Mailata?
Yeah.
He's gonna see a big improvement in his game this year from last year. He's definitely quicker. He's stronger. He's leaner now, but he definitely got better.
Did you change anything about your training this offseason, Chase?
No, just the same thing I always do. Last year was just all rehab, so this year it was just back onto my.
Take the same approach during the season as far as management. I mean, they're not going to.
Yeah, I'm gonna do.
He wouldn't make you.
Yeah, Stout take care of me. Doug take care of me, and then just bottle it up and take it to Sunday.
The way they've kind of managed you over the last few years, do you think it has extended your career a little bit?
Of course, they take care of me. if we got 10 reps, I do about 6. As long as I go as hard as I can, it's keeping my body in shape. You go out there and do 10, 6 hard and 4, you lollygag, and it's not doing no good no way. So I just take my 6 and go full tilt and go to the sideline.
Last year, it wasn't just that you were dealing with the knee rehab, but then everything else started piling up. The bicep,
Yeah, because you're compensating, Went out a little too early, but, I'm back now and I'm happy.
What's the Jason Peters fan club?
Say that again?
Jason Peters fan club.
What is it?
Lane had T-shirts back.
No, my brother got me some shirts made, and I just gave him one.
What does a lifetime membership get you?
All access to everything. The O-line and a couple DBs, couple receivers.
Jason, if everybody stays healthy and Brandon comes back as quickly as he appears to be, how good can this line be?
We'll be real good. Year in and year out, we're in the top 5 to me. And Brandon come on back and everybody, do what we've been doing. We're going to be top 5 again.
You guys have been together now for a while too. How big of a role does that play? Just knowing the guy.
That helps. That helps because you know the guy, what he gonna do, how he gonna react to certain stuff. If he get beat, if he gonna go in a hole, or he gonna bounce back. So just knowing each other, it helps.
Jason, what do you think of how Carson looks?
He looks great. He looks great. Definitely 100% right now.
Leaner, stronger.
Stronger, faster. He's moving, throwing the ball like his rookie year. So he's definitely back.
What do you see difference demeanor-wise from him this camp going into this camp?
He got a swagger by himself. The confidence level is up in the huddle when he's calling the play. He just swagger right now. That's what I see.
A lot to prove?
Not really, but really, anybody that's following up what Nick Foles did, got something to prove. He went and took us to the Super Bowl, but when you look back at it, we had to start the bus. That's what I always tell for Wentz. We had to get the thing rolling, and we got it rolling, and they finished it off for us. So me and him and everybody else that missed the Super Bowl that didn't play in it, we still got something to prove.
Unfinished business?
Unfinished business.
Hey, you know Deshaun well. What's it mean to you to see him back here after the way it ended?
I'm happy we got him back. I wish we could have got Shady and the whole crew back, but I'm happy to see him back.
In terms of the offensive playmakers around Carson, the collective group this year, a lot of people are talking about how great it can be. How do you think it stacks up with the best that you've been around since you've been in the league?
It stacks up at 1 or 2. That one team we had with Mike and Deshaun and all those guys, I see that was the best talented team, but this one here go tit for tat with it. We just got to take the talent to the field. It don't mean nothing if we don't put it together.
Are you looking forward to having your name back among the elites once again?
My name gonna always be there. I work. Just because you got some fan voting, and I'm still top 5, easy.
You're putting off that Hall of Fame vote every time you keep playing. The clock won't start until
I'm gonna keep rolling. Year after year. Until I feel like I can't do it no more.
JP, what's the best way you can describe the difference between Carson just off the field from now compared to last year?
Oh, he's definitely different. He invite guys to different, states, and we do different stuff together. And he barbecues. It's different time from when he was a rookie. So it's definitely different on and off the field.
What do you think's behind that?
Just experience, knowing the guys, getting to know the guys, want to know the guys, and that he's got to throw to, the guys that's blocking for him, he handing the ball off to. I just feel like if he feel like he get to know the guy personally, when he get out there on the field, he know what they're going to do for him.
Did you go to Houston?
Yeah, I was out there. Yeah.
There's no way to really prevent injuries in this game, but right now, do you feel confident that you're going to be able to stay healthy this year?
You can't. It's 100% injury right now. You don't know what's going to happen.
Roll on you.
Yeah, just like I blew my knee out. I'm blocking my guy and somebody fell on me. You don't know. So I'm rolling until I don't think about getting hurt. So until then, I'm rolling.
What is it that you love about this game? What is it that you love
Just
about
the competition? The competition, the ups, the downs, the wins, the losses, the grind. It get addicting. So that's what I love.
Jace, you like working with the young guys. Whenever you do retire, is coaching a possibility for you?
We have to see. I don't know.
A lot of time.
Yeah, a lot of time.
If you're getting to know somebody like you're just talking about, where does that manifest itself when it comes to like the games? Where does that become important when you have that moment?
When you 4th and 1, when you gotta have it, you gotta give it to the guy. If you know the guy, you can depend on him. You trust this guy, you're gonna give it to him, and that's what it comes into play. Just knowing somebody that you can depend on.
Is it important for you to feel connected to your quarterback?
Of course, I got his blind side. I mean, if I don't protect him, he don't do well. So I got to keep him off of him and let him do his thing.
So how have you guys kind of formed your relationship, especially?
Oh, we tight. That's my guy.
Yeah. How have you guys worked at it, or how has he worked to kind of get you, the
dinners. He bought me a grill. But no, he take care of us. He take care of his offensive line, and then we take care of him.
As you were back home in Texas this offseason, what did people say about the Eagles-Cowboys rivalry this year?
They still talk smack. We beat y'all once last year or twice. I can't remember. I don't keep up with them. But I just always tell them, you want to see the ring? So, that's my comeback.
How easy is that when you have the quarterback gives you a perfect ball and you're able to use that height to your advantage?
I've been working on it a lot this offseason in the past few years. It was a great ball by the quarterback. He kind of looked at me before we left the huddle and told me he was looking for me, so I ran it with a purpose, and it was a great throw.
How important is it during the spring to develop that chemistry so that when you get in the huddle and you get that matchup that he likes, that he gives you the look, and you know right away this is going to be a big play?
It's very, very important. He came into the spring kind of late, so we weren't able to, get a lot of reps. But coming out here, second practice, and hitting the play like that early, it builds confidence between him and me. So he could depend on me, and I know that I could depend on him.
How is a defender supposed to, stop that?
Honestly, I don't think they can. I'm looking to improve. It's a play that I've been really working on this offseason. I worked on that drill to warm up every day. So I'm just looking for the opportunities and to be consistent.
Now, you were in a camp last season, so having that experience, how much does that help coming into your second camp, knowing kind of the rigors of what to expect?
It helps a lot. Last year was a learning experience. I got my appendix out, so I missed the last few weeks of camp, so my development, it kind of hindered me. But, everything's a learning experience. I've been training nonstop and working hard, and I'm just ready to be consistent and earn the spot.
Have you been taller than everyone your whole life?
Yep, my whole life. Used to play running back. Grew up, got tall, very tall, had to learn my body. But yeah, I've always been the tallest on the team, biggest on the team, but I'm a football player first, so I'm not a basketball guy who played football. I'm a football player.
Did you have the basketball coaches always coming over and be like, Carlton, come on, man, let's see, where's this go? How many 6'6" receivers do you see?
Oh yeah, it was a big, thing going back and forth, basketball, football, but my heart is on this grass. I love to compete. I love the physical aspect, and I love the team aspect of it. And having to depend on your brother. So I'm a football player through and through.
Who do you look up to? Since there aren't too many 6'6" receivers out there, obviously you have the tight ends, but they're 250 pounds. So who are the guys you look up to?
I watched a lot of Calvin Johnson, Randy Moss, Plexico Burress, Keyshawn Johnson, AJ Green, Mike Evans. Those guys that are like 6'4" and up, and that can move and use their size and get in and out their breaks. So those are the guys I really looked up to. A lot, especially Calvin. I like watching Calvin.
Everyone except Eagles fans love watching Calvin when he would play the Eagles back in the day. But how important is it to develop the agility? Because we saw you obviously get down the sideline for that go ball, but to be able to keep defenders on their toes so they don't think, oh, Carlton's lining up. It's just going to be a go route down the sideline. We can defend this.
If I'm being honest, the intermediate part of my game has always been the strength. Going downfield and getting opportunities has been something that I haven't had a lot of going even back to college. So I'm very good getting out of my breaks and dropping my weight, something I worked on a lot. So getting out of my breaks is actually a very strength for me, and going downfield is something I'm continuing to build on and excel at.
What do you like about Carson Wentz, your receivers coach?
He's a great communicator. He makes sure everybody knows their job. He pushes you. He's just a great coach. This is my 8th receiver coach in 8 years. So I've seen all different type of coaches, and he's by far like one of the best, and his communication skills are great.
What's it like being in the locker room and the wide receiver room with guys like Alshon and Deshaun who have thrived in the league for many years?
It's great, coming from a situation where we had Larry Fitzgerald in Arizona and seeing how these guys work as well. It's great, Alshon, he's a big receiver just like me, so I'm able to watch his film, and he's running the routes that I'm running, so I'm able to learn and pick up on him. Deshaun Jackson has been doing this for a very long time. The way he approaches his game, his confidence is something that I'm really trying to replicate and build on.
obviously the biggest difference between here and Arizona is the quarterback situation. Having an entrenched leader in Carson Wentz, what's it been like being able to work with him throughout the spring?
Oh, it's been great. Carson is great. I think he's going to really take over the league this year. He's a great quarterback, and he works very hard. He's a great communicator as well, and I think he's going to do very, very well.